Good day all, welcome back to South Africa, and this is South African Prepper. Normally I don't take videos from other YouTube channels and then put it on my channel, but I found this video from Biz News, and they did an interview with Corne Mulder, which is the Vryheid Front Plus party head. And in this interview, he said a couple of things that are majorly big red flags for me. Number one is he mentioned that the government of national unity is actually not functioning and not working. You can listen to this video. I'll drop it for you just behind mine, so you can understand what he's referring to and what he's saying. And then the second thing, major red flag, is it seems like the ANC will not really listen to America, and they will continue with the radical moves. The BE laws, land expropriation, Bella, NHI. All major red flags. Listen to this. Leave a comment. You can tell me what you are hearing, because what I'm hearing is not good. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please go to our second channel, Patriots of South Africa, because very soon we are going to move over to that side permanently. God bless and enjoy.
5 non-negotiables. The first one is that the whole question of expropriation without compensation. Their view is that should be out of this window. There can't be no compensation. If you do expropriate for whatever purpose, it should be transferred to private individuals, not to the state, etc., etc. So that's a non-negotiable, and we will see where South Africa can come to the party with that. Then the question of black economic empowerment and those race-based economic policies. That is a no-no, and we've got the experience of Starlink, and we know what Elon Musk's position is there. Then there's a position of security for the farming community and the Afrikaners as a minority, and that was extended also to other minorities in that regard. The fourth one is the question of normalization of our international relations with regard to Israel. That is also non-negotiable, although it was not said and it was not discussed. So those are the kind of things that are hindrances to normal relations between the two countries. But we would be foolish to not accept and try to reach out. It's not a good idea to try and shy away from our second largest trading partner. That will be devastating.
So if those issues are not addressed, does that mean that South Africa is going to be punished both on a tariff situation and individually through sanctions, which has already been threatened?
Absolutely. I've got no doubt that's going to happen. I would say that the meeting in the Oval Office was a few shots across the bow of the South African ship to say, listen, we've got a problem with these things, and you address these things and we will be your best ally, etc., etc. With regard to AGOA, I've been in discussions with some officials from the United States who basically said AGOA is most likely dead. However, the United States, under normal circumstances, is prepared to come with a much better deal in terms of trade than AGOA. But we've got these problems. So I would say that it was a couple of shots across the bow to say, listen, address these things. We will discuss and see how we can address these things, but don't expect normal ties, normal relations, normal trade while you continue with these kind of things. And we have to take note of that.
My feedback from within the ANC is that they are not prepared to budge on those major issues, BEE in particular. And as a consequence of that, well, they can't, because it is a patronage network. And if they get rid of BEE, that the whole patronage network collapses.
Well,
so what is the consequence likely to be of that?
The consequence of that being is that parties like the Freedom Front Plus will have to ask ourselves, if that is the case, what are we doing in the government of national unity? The Freedom Front Plus will not allow people to misuse our cooperation to just continue with these failed economic policies of the ANC, race-based policies that are creating a situation with a 32% unemployment rate and no growth in South Africa. Why are you there? Why would you participate there? Secondly, from the Freedom Front Plus's point of view, I've said I want to be around the table where decisions are taken that affect our constituency, the Afrikaner community, other minorities, etc. If I can't get any success in that regard, why would I be there? And then obviously the Democratic Alliance will have to ask themselves the same question. I honestly believe if the approach is going to be stick to our guns, most likely the government of national unity is then about to collapse, because there's no reason to continue with that kind of thing. Then it becomes the farce. Other parties are then used to implement the ANC's manifesto and the ANC's the whole process. I'm not going to be part of that. Definitely not.
Has that been the process since the Government of National Unity was created, i.e. that the ANC has continued?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. Let me give you an example. Normally, we protest 60, 70, 80 laws during the course of a year in Parliament. Since the formation of the Government of National Unity, not one single law or act has come to Parliament to be processed or to become law. Not one. Why? Because there's no common program. There's no agreed program in terms of where we are going. The only act that was brought to Parliament to be processed was the budget. And we saw what kind of problems came out of that. At least now we've made some inputs and the budget will now go through, and that's the first step. But you need a common platform, and then you put your budget in line with that to make it practical, etc. The test is now. The test is now. Is the ANC thinking they're going to stick to their guns? And you must take note. President Ramaphosa spoke a week ago in Kimberley at an ANC meeting, and he said there to the structure of the party. The comrades were concerned that we will have to compromise on Bella, that we would have to compromise on the national health insurance, that we will have to compromise on expropriation. We have not compromised, and we continue to do these things within the National Democratic Revolution. If that is the stance of the ruling the majority party in the Government of National Unity, then quite obviously we are being seen as useful idiots. We are not being listened to, and the question remains, what are we doing there? And then things can go south in South Africa, because if that is the idea, and the Government of National Unity collapses in favor of a more radical kind of approach, what could the stance of the Trump administration be for the next 3 years in terms of the term, or the next, let's say, 4 years, almost 4 years? And we don't have to go there. Is it so difficult? Why is it necessary for the ANC to stick to their guns? The more radical groupings within the former ANC, MK has left.